The history of human civilization begins not with the roar of engines or the clatter of steel, but with the rhythmic sound of water against the riverbanks of the Fertile Crescent. In the land of Mesopotamia, between the Tigris and the Euphrates, the Sumerians established the first true cities over 6,000 years ago, transforming sun-dried clay into the world's first written records. Here, the transition from nomadic life to settled society occurred in the quiet pace of the seasons, as farmers learned to harness the floods through intricate canals, turning arid plains into lush fields of barley and wheat. This foundation of order and ingenuity set the stage for the enduring majesty of ancient Egypt, where life was dictated by the reliable pulse of the Nile. For 3 millennia, the Egyptian people viewed their world as a reflection of divine balance, building limestone monuments like the Great Pyramid of Giza with a precision that still baffles the modern eye. Theirs was a culture of permanence, where the pharaoh served as the living link between the heavens and the earth, and the transition into the afterlife was seen not as an end, but as a peaceful journey into a mirrored world of eternal fields. Further to the east, along the banks of the Indus River, another remarkable society flourished in a state of profound and organized peace. The Indus Valley civilization, which reached its height around 2500 BCE, created sprawling urban centers like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, characterized by sophisticated grid systems and advanced drainage that predated similar European engineering by thousands of years. Unlike many of their contemporaries, these people left behind almost no evidence of large-scale warfare or monarchical excess, suggesting a society built on trade, craftsmanship, and communal well-being. As the centuries drifted by, the Silk Road eventually wove these distant worlds together, allowing for a slow and steady exchange of ideas, spices, and philosophies that bridged the gap between the Mediterranean and the Orient. This vast network of caravan routes was the lifeblood of the ancient world, where travelers moved at the speed of a camel's stride under the vast, unpolluted canopy of the desert stars. Through the rise and fall of empires, from the philosophical stoicism of Athens to the architectural wonders of Rome, the story of humanity remains a testament to our shared desire for stability, beauty, and the quiet pursuit of knowledge across the ages. As the sun set on the classical age of the West, the flame of knowledge was carried eastward to the banks of the Tigris. In the 9th century, the House of Wisdom in Baghdad became the world's most luminous intellectual center. Here, scholars of all faiths gathered to translate the lost works of the Greeks and Persians into Arabic, refining the foundations of algebra, optics, and medicine, while the rest of the world looked on in quiet transition. Across the European continent, a new era of architectural ambition began to rise from the earth. The age of the Gothic cathedral transformed heavy stone into ethereal vessels of light. Through the engineering marvel of the flying buttress and the pointed arch, master masons reached for the heavens, building structures that allowed for vast walls of stained glass to illuminate the sacred interiors with a celestial, multicolored glow. This upward gaze eventually centered upon the city of Florence, the cradle of the Renaissance. In the 15th century, the rediscovery of classical ideals sparked a revolution in art and science. Filippo Brunelleschi's massive brick dome became a symbol of human ingenuity, a feat of engineering that bridged the gap between the medieval past and the modern future, proving that the human spirit could once again command the scale of the world. As the world expanded in the mind, it soon expanded on the map. The Age of Discovery saw the rise of the caravel, swift, light ships capable of navigating the open fury of the Atlantic. Guided by the stars and the steady pulse of the magnetic compass, explorers pushed beyond the known horizons, weaving the continents together into a single, interconnected story of global trade, cultural collision, and the unending quest for the far-off shore. The quiet rhythms of the field eventually gave way to the steady mechanical heartbeat of the machine. In the 18th century, The mastery of steam power signaled a profound shift in the human story, as iron and coal transformed the landscape of labor. Great brick chimneys rose above the hills of northern England, and the first iron bridges spanned rivers that had once been crossed only by boat, marking the birth of an industrial world that moved with a new and relentless momentum. As the 19th century turned toward the 20th, humanity learned to harness the very energy of the lightning bolt. The arrival of the incandescent bulb and the electric grid began to push back the boundaries of the night, forever changing the way we lived and worked. Cities that had once slept under the moon were now bathed in a constant artificial glow, as ribbons of copper and light wove together a global civilization that never truly needed to stop. This web of connection soon transcended the physical, evolving into a silent, invisible ocean of data. In the modern age, the movement of information became as vital as the flow of the Nile or the trade of the Silk Road. From the first satellites peering down from the silence of orbit to the vast networks of glass fiber beneath the sea, we have built a digital mirror of our world, a testament to our enduring need to communicate, to share, and to bridge the vast distances between us. Now, as the world continues its turn, we find ourselves part of a story that is still being written, a long, winding path from the clay tablets of Sumer to the starlit wonders of the future. Across every era, through every rise and fall, the human spirit has sought the same quiet truths: a sense of belonging, a hunger for discovery, and the peaceful rest that comes at the end of a long day's journey. The history of the world is not just a record of dates, but a shared dream that carries us all through the night. While the West transitioned through its Middle Ages, the East flourished in a golden era of stability and art. Along the winding stone of the Great Wall and within the hidden gardens of the Tang dynasty, a different kind of progress took root. It was here that the world first saw the birth of woodblock printing and the magnetic compass, inventions that moved as quietly as ink on silk, yet possessed the power to redefine the boundaries of the known world, guided by a philosophy of harmony between the heavens and the human hand. Across the vast Pacific, hidden among the clouds of the Andes and the dense canopies of the rainforest, the civilizations of the Americas built their own monuments to time. The Inca carved cities of stone into the very spine of the mountains with such precision that not even a blade of grass could fit between the blocks. Below them, the Maya tracked the movements of the planets with a mathematical grace, building limestone observatories that mirrored the stars, proving that the hunger for cosmic understanding was a language spoken by all of humanity, regardless of the ocean's divide. As the Renaissance gave way to the Age of Reason, the human mind began to perceive the universe not as a collection of mysteries, but as a grand, interlocking machine. In the quiet studies of scholars like Newton and Galileo, the telescope and the pendulum became the new tools of revelation. The world was no longer just a place to inhabit, it was a puzzle to be solved, leading to a profound realization that the same laws of gravity that brought an apple to the Earth were the very same forces that held the moon in its silver orbit. This journey of discovery eventually led us to the ultimate shore. In the 20th century, the human spirit broke the bonds of gravity entirely, looking back at our world for the first time from the silence of the void. We saw a fragile sapphire marble hanging in the darkness, a world without borders, united by a thin veil of atmosphere. From the footprints on the lunar dust to the Voyager probes carrying our voices into the interstellar deep, we have become a species of the stars, forever looking upward, forever dreaming of what lies beyond the next horizon.